Gareth and welcome to the channel. It's now the start of 2022. So who am I? Well, I'm certainly not a millionaire or a billionaire. I don't have any fancy cars, any fancy yachts, or even a mansion in the hills. I'm just your plain old average Joe who lives in an average house with an average family, an average car, an average life. I'm not here to sell you anything, promise that you can make tens, hundreds, millions of pounds of dollars in a year, or you can earn 10 grand in a day. I'm not going to tell you that. But what I am going to tell you is the things that I'm going to get up to help change my life for the better. And there are a number of things I'm going to talk about in this first video today. So as you can imagine, the last 2 years, just like everybody else, has been weird, interesting, hard. A lot of things have happened, a lot of things have changed for everyone for good. Some good, some bad, some not so bad. Now for me, I've got to say it's been fantastic that I've been able to be at home, closer to my family more often, enjoy that time with them. You know, that why not may have had because of other commitments through work and things like that. So that's one bonus that I've had over the last 2 years. It's meant me spending a hell of a lot of time stuck in the same four walls all day, every single day, without being able to go out and meet people and do things like I normally would, which just like everybody else has had. As you can imagine, from work-life balance, it certainly hasn't helped. And from my point of view, sat behind a computer all day, talking to a computer screen, just like I am now, but not physically interacting with many people all the time, apart from when you're having Zoom calls or Teams calls, which not everyone even puts a camera on, so you can't even tell whether they're actually sat listening to you or picking their nose or having a sleep or whatever. You know, it's been crazy. So from my point of view, although there's some fantastic things about spending time with my family and things like that and being home more often, and actually the ability not to spend money has been good, but there's also been some sad and bad things about it from my point of view. You know, I became sad, I'd get lonely, I'd get anxious because I couldn't do things, I couldn't go anywhere. I was worried about my wife, who's a nurse, who was out there working all the time. And, you know, most of my time would be spent just sitting with the TV when I'm not playing with my son, which would be fantastic. But when working, literally just be working on something, then get sidetracked, end up, for example, searching the internet for something, find something else and start looking at that and not actually getting the work done that I was particularly supposed to be doing. So it became challenging. And, you know, throughout, I'd say the last 6 months or so, I started to realise that more and more. And it was getting me down, but all of a sudden one day, something sort of clicked and made me think, you need to change this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the way I am. I'm going to change a few things about my life to improve my whole life itself. So I'm going to focus on 7 areas to improve my life for the better, for me and those around me. Because realistically, there's only me that can make that change. Now, I was looking for some motivational stuff online and I came across this, which for me has been the main thing to get me motivated to do this. And it takes change to make change. And if I don't do it, nobody else will do it. No one will do it for me. Apart from if my wife gets bored of me and kicks me out the door. Hopefully that won't happen. The funny thing about all this is my job is there to help others and help them change not just themselves, but their company on the way they work. And it's funny how I've got stuck in a rut myself. So I'm going to get out of that. I'm not going to rely on anything else or anybody else to do that. Okay, I might go out there searching for advice and support and motivation. And it'd be nice to have some kind of mentor to help me with this. But at the moment, I'm going to do it all myself to start off with and move forward. And as part of that journey, who knows where it'll take me. So the first one is my mindset. My mindset has been very negative over the last 2 years, where everything that people have done, everything that I do is bad or it's not in the way it should be from my point of view. So, you know, things like, you know, will something work? Will it always go wrong? Maybe I'm not good enough to do something. I can't do it right, so I can never get there. Doubting myself. So in my eyes, this is probably bringing those around me down and not helping the environment around me. So I'm going to change that. And I'm going to do a session or a video on this, on how I'm going to change my mindset and what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to research, look at this information, share it with yourselves. And hopefully what I learn and can help me be more positive moving forward can help you too. Now, the second one is my body. You know, when I was younger, I used to be in the gym all the time. I'd be out doing lots of things to keep me active and energetic. And as of late, I've just been a lazy person, sat on the sofa, eating crisps, chocolate and biscuits and whatever I can get my hands on, and watching telly and playing video games. That is it. So, you know, in the summer, I'm very active. I love cycling, so I'm out on my bike, cycling, doing miles and miles and miles. And I love it. But summer doesn't last all year, and the bike gets put away and it never comes out again until the following summer. So I need to sort things out. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to look at how I can improve my body from exercise, from better eating, you know, even the things like being regimented in having so many hours sleep a night, for example, 8 hours sleep, making sure that I'm not grumpy in the morning when I get up because I'm tired. I think this is a big thing for everybody here, but financially, you know, I'm not skint. I'm not very well off. You know, I'm just an average person. I've got a bit of savings. I've got a house to pay for, car to pay for, as well as, you know, family. You know, myself and my wife, we work hard and we like to enjoy a few things as well. But one of the things I did realise, and this is silly, I was spending so much money that I didn't realise what I was spending it on each month, every month. You know, before COVID hit, my spend was literally as much as I earned, I was spending it. And I've realised since COVID hit and I wasn't spending anything because I wasn't going out, I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't impulse buying on the internet unless it was important stuff that we needed. And actually saved a lot of money, and I realised so much money was being spent. So I'm going to actually look at how I can improve my financial state. I want every penny that I have earning money for me as well. As not just sat in a bank earning 0.01%, 0.01% interest, which is ridiculous. As you can imagine, you might as well go and put it on the lottery. You got better odds. No, you haven't actually, and that's not financial advice, so don't do it, please. Big aim for me here is be more financially aware. I'd actually like to be financially independent, you know, and actually have money working for me. I still love my job and I wouldn't quit my job just to do something else right now. But what I want to focus on is how I can improve what other financial things I can do on the side, like investments, maybe some passive income that I can set up and it will actually start to make me money going forward. Whether I, you know, buy some stocks and shares or something like that, that's something I'm going to look into also. Now, the next thing is work. And we all have to do it. You know, we're not all multimillionaires or billionaires that don't really have to work. And actually, they probably work harder than most of us because they want to earn more and more and more money. And there's some people there that don't want to earn money and just sit there and just are quite happy that it is. But that's not me. I love what I do. My job is helping people in the technology sector. So, you know, I spend a lot of time, one, showing them how to use the software, supporting them afterwards, helping them pick the right software, but also I help them change how they work in other means. So I love my job. I love helping people. And hopefully, you know, as going forward, I can continue to do that. Now, you know, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't try to be a YouTuber. I'm building this, one, for my own benefit, because I want to document what I'm doing, you know, and in 12 months' time, I can see where I am and where I've come from. And hopefully it's all in a positive way forward. But also, what I want to do is make sure that my work doesn't suffer. Because we can all go, oh yeah, I'll do this, and end up spending more time on this and not actually doing any work. And that's not what I'm going to do. This is my spare time. I'm, you know, literally pulling this together during a day off. And I'll be doing something again at the weekends and in the evenings, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it at this present time. But my biggest thing, like work related, is I often say yes all the time, and then when I'm too busy with things, I knock back and say, no, I need to learn how I can be, you know, say yes when I need to and no when I don't. But also look at how I can control how I work, because sometimes I find it difficult to get motivated, but there's probably other factors in that. also that, I'm doing one thing and then I try and do another, and then another, and then another. We can't multitask. All these people that put on the CV saying, "Oh, I can multitask," forget that. I'm not going to multitask in the future. I'm going to do a task and I'm going to do it well, get it completed, then move on to the next one. So then I'm not there at the end of the week with 5 tasks uncompleted or half finished, and end up working into the evenings or at weekends to get them done because I promised them by a certain deadline. That's one thing I'm going to look at. It's how I can motivate myself better, how I can use my time more efficiently, so my time management, and also how I can improve how I am in my job overall. So, knowledge. We all want to be very knowledgeable about a lot of things, whether it's, knowledge about our own football team, for example, or whether you want to be knowledgeable, like in my instance, I feel I'm quite knowledgeable in my job and I know a fair amount, but I'm not, there's probably people out there that are more experienced and more knowledgeable than me. But I take it to my advantage on what knowledge I do know and what I don't know. And what I don't know, I always go and find out. So what I want to try and do as part of this side is improve the knowledge skills that I have. So in that instance for work related, but also in other areas. For example, I've mentioned how I want to improve my body. I want to improve my financial state. So I want to invest in the knowledge that I can have going forward to do that. But one of the things, and again, this is something I need to learn from, is I don't research the hell out of something and by the end of it actually know nothing. So I'm going to make sure that I provide myself with the knowledge that I need, whether it's directly from myself, whether it's directly from somebody else. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to really take care in what I do here. So number 6 is the skills. So at the moment, I've got a certain set of skills, which I feel I'm really good and confident at. I love doing a number of things. So, in my case, it's actually improving the skills that I have, making sure that I invest the time into that. So, for example, my skills in my job, there are a number of software which I can work pretty well, but there's a couple of parts of software which I don't know. So I'm going to improve those skills. I'm going to invest that time and effort improving so I can actually do my job better. But then other skills, again, as you can probably see here, a lot of things I'm talking about are probably going to come into each other. So, for my knowledge. So here's an example. I can spend ages looking, reading documents or books and stuff like that. But I don't take the information in very well. And actually, after a short period of time, my mind wanders and I end up doing something else or having to stop. So from my point of view, where I can learn is if I'm put in environments or a classroom where someone's talking to me or explaining using visual aids, I'm really good at taking the information in. So one of the skills I want to try and learn from my point of view is how I can read information and take that data or information in and utilize it going forward and how I can better myself in that instance. Finally, is training. Now, I'm a guy, like I mentioned previously, my job is training other people, helping them understand things. And one of the things that I picked up over my career is everybody learns differently. We all take information in or absorb information in different ways. So it's making sure that I can adapt myself to do that. Now, I think I've got good training skills, but I can always be better. So one of the things that I'm looking at here is how I can be better at what I do for my job, what things I can learn about to improve on that, what things I can learn about along the way. So, for example, I want to learn about financial information, how I can be more financial literate. If I can learn how to invest in stocks and shares or find a better ISA, things like that to improve my life going forward. Also, I mentioned about passive income, how I can learn how to make myself some passive income. So as I'm, at my day job working away, I can still earn my regular pay, but I can improve on my financial state by earning passive income by things that I've done. I've spent a bit of time each week, each month, doing something that will help improve my financial state. Now, from my point of view, previously, I would have basically said I've not enough time in the day to do everything I need to do. And actually, that's sort of rubbish because I've got loads of time in the day. Realistically, my job works 9 to 5:30, 5 days a week. I have the weekend off free. I have the evenings free. I even have a bit of morning time free. Okay, some of that time is taken up for family time. But actually, a lot of that when I'm not doing anything. For example, in the evenings, I'm sat on the sofa watching TV with my wife. Well, I can give up a bit of time each evening or a couple of evenings a week to do all these things. And actually, over time, that's going to benefit me. For one thing, my wife gets to watch her own soaps if she wants to do that, rather than watch things together. And another thing, I learn something and become better in myself. I want to, continuously educate and move myself forward. I'm sorry for waffling on so long. That's enough for me. But one thing I do hope, it's not just me watching back this video live on YouTube, that, other people are looking and watching it and actually taking some away from this and doing something with their life. If I can help one person in any way, even if it's just, oh, look, this bloke here, he's looked at changing his life, he's done a few things, he's now improved the way he lives, he's better off in his life than how he was before. Fantastic. I'll be happy with that. Oh, one last thing. Apparently, if you like the video and if you subscribe to the channel, it helps me grow in the channel, but also gets it out there in the YouTube algorithms, whatever that means, and then pushes it forward so more and more people see it. So please do that. And if you want to, share it on social medias with other people out there. Have a laugh at my expense. Whatever you want to do. But cheers, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. See you in the next one.